From the rising of the sun to its setting, the name of the Lord is to be praised. Psalm 113:3.
Create babies! Keep a baby yourself! Birthday!
And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, full of grace and the truth. John 1:14.
This verse is talking about Jesus. The Word had became flesh, and it all started with a girl and an angel.
Mom and Dad, you know we have been promised a Savior for hundreds of years. Even from the beginning, God has promised that He would send one to save His people from their sins. Today, an angel told me I would bear the promised one. Our Savior is coming.
Jesus didn't start out as a baby.
He has existed forever, and He is God.
Jesus is the most important person ever born, past, present, and future. It's a wonder that Jesus was born in Bethlehem because that prediction was given hundreds of years earlier.
More wonder.
The creator of kids was a kid himself.
He understands you.
This verse reminds us that Jesus in his humanity was through everything that a human child would.
He was fully a human and fully God.
When Jesus was only 12 years old, his family went to Jerusalem.
He went to the temple!
He was amazing, the adult teachers with his wisdom.
Jesus had power! What a wonder! Jesus called himself the Great I Am.
This is the title God used for himself.
Jesus is claiming to be God.
Jesus grew up and began his ministry when he was around 30 years old. He taught and did many wondrous miracles to show he was the promised Messiah.
Jesus showed He is God by doing miracles that only God can do.
He showed He had power over sickness and disease by healing people.
He showed He has power over nature.
Jesus had power to forgive sin.
He showed his power over death, and he raised the dead.
That's more wonders today! Yeah! We found some golden nuggets of truth this week at VBS. God created everything.
The first two people that God made were Adam and Eve.
God gave them a perfect world for everything what they needed.
They're gonna live forever.
Satan took the form of a serpent in the garden.
He got Eve to doubt His warning.
Adam and Eve both ate and hid from God. Mankind had their biggest problems, sin and death.
But God promised that he would someday send someone who would provide salvation from these problems.
This is an hourglass. Some people have to wait for the Messiah. As time moved on, Adam and Eve had children. Their kids had kids. Their kids had kids. Their kids had kids. And all were born sinners. Boy, mankind had to wait a long, long time. Baby Jesus.
Jesus grew in physically and in wisdom and in favor with man and God.
Tailor and carpentry as a trade.
When we die, we are eternally separated from God.
Jesus knew our biggest problem was sin and only He could help.
So Jesus died in our place on the cross. Before Jesus died, He said, "Father, forgive them," and God did.
Jesus was buried in a tomb for 3 days. But after 3 days,
God provided the way for everyone to be forgiven in Jesus, so take His gift. You must admit you are a sinner, believe in Jesus Christ, and forever receive Him as your Savior.
Today we learned
Our last memory verse of VBS reminds us to be looking for the return of Jesus. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Matthew 6:10.
We want to do God's will. Jesus, who came as a baby king, will return again as the King of Kings.